Okay, so we've got our profile set up, we've done some friend requests, we've joined some groups, we've liked some pages. What we want to do now is get our own fan page set up. Okay, let's go across to my wall and let's scroll down to the bottom. Down at the bottom there is a link saying create page. That's what we need, okay? So it's a page that we want to create. Now there's a few different options here depending on what sort of page you want to create, and feel free to go with whichever suits the niche that you're targeting. Now the default generally will be brand or product, because under the categories for this they have website, so you can actually say website, put in your website address, and you're actually representing your blog, and hopefully again driving people back to your blog and either getting them to interact there or click on an affiliate link or buy something, or opt in if you've got an opt-in list. Ideally that's long term what we want to do, build that subscriber list. But there are other options here. You could be a company, organised institution, a local business or place, artist, band or public figure, entertainment, or cause or community. As I say, my preference is to go for that, but if you click on each of those, it shows you there are different options available under each one. Local business, you can actually put in the business name, street address, city, etc. So if that is more suitable, fine, go for that. But I'm going to stick with brand or product simply because I can then specify website, and my website is Home Alarm Systems Do It Yourself. Now what I'm actually typing in there is my main set of keywords, not the domain name, just the main set of keywords, because that's what the niche is that I'm targeting. Home alarm systems, do it yourself. I could just go for home alarm systems, but I think having do it yourself in there is quite a good extra bit to have. So then just click on I agree and click on get started. And again, we've got the captcha to do, so I'm going to pause while I get the captcha right. Okay, so we now have our fan page, Home Alarm Systems Do It Yourself. First thing we need to do is upload an image. As always, let's get rid of the default and let's choose a file. And I'm going to go back to my site, and I've got this default one that I've used before, so I'm going to go with that. That's what I used on my Twitter account. So let's use that one, and we will now have an updated. Okay, it's too small. Haha, there we go. Not too big, too small. I need to choose a different one. Let's have a look at what the other ones that we've got there. Didn't realise you could choose one that's too small. Let's go for the other one. No, that's also too small. Try another one. Let's go for extra, extra. That'll do. That should be big enough. Being very picky. There we go. Extra, extra. Okay, use something that is relevant to your niche. I'll probably change that. It's just to show you how to get something up there. I could do with something a bit better on there, something that is more related to home alarm systems, do it yourself. Okay, so that's the first step. The second step is we want to click on like and like this ourselves. Okay, that will make sure that it appears in our newsfeed as well. So we've already got friends on our profile, we may get some of those interested and already start getting some likes, which is great. Okay, let's have a look through some of the other settings that we need to be aware of and potentially have a play with. Okay, first of all, while I think about it, that image, the ideal size for that image is 200 pixels wide by 400 high, which makes it sort of longer or deeper than this one that I'm using. So that's the ideal size, 200 by 400. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually wanting to grab the code I need to pop a like box on my blog, which is here, add like box. But before I do that, I need the URL for my fan page, and that is at the top here. Okay, it's everything up to the question mark. So what we want to do is highlight just the parts before the question mark, right click and choose copy so that I've got that. And you might want to actually open up a text pad, pop it in there and keep a record of that, maybe pop it into that spreadsheet that we're using to keep track of everything, so that you've got the URL for your new fan page. Now later on, once we've got over 25 likes, we can change this so that we can get rid of the number and the pages, and we can come up with a keyword based name, which is called a vanity URL. Okay, but we're not going to do that yet. We need 25 likes for it, but it is worth taking a note of this so you've got it, and we need it especially right now, because what we're going to do is we're going to go to add like box, and it'll bring up the standard format of the lightbox. The settings here generally you can leave as they are, but this one at the top here, this field, is where we're going to paste in our URL for our fan page. Okay, so I've just copied and pasted that over what was in there already. The other one that you're probably going to want to change is the width, because you want to make it the right width to fit in to your sidebar on your blog. Okay, at the moment this is 292, which is fairly wide. If I went back to my blog, I can see that on my blog I could potentially fit it in at the top here, but I'm probably going to want it in the left or right hand sidebar. So I'm going to want it probably about 100, maybe 120 pixels wide. So let's go back and let's change this to 120. Or do we want to change the color scheme, light or dark? I'll leave it as light. Leave the show faces ticked. Leave the border color as it is. You can change that if you want to. Show stream, yes. Show header, yes. So we've now got that. You can see that is quite narrow. If I go back to my blog, you can see that's easily going to fit in there. I can probably go up to 130, 140. So perhaps let's come back. Let's change that to 140. You might want to play around with this a bit to get it right. Yeah, 140 looks about right. Okay. This basically is the code that we're going to use to pop into our blog so that we actually have this appearing in our sidebar. So what we then need to do is click on Get Code, and it will give me, take the iframe version, not the old XFBML version. So click on that. It should highlight it all automatically for you, and right click and choose Copy, and then open up a text pad and paste it in there and save that. You could save it into your spreadsheet if you want to. Generally, I just save that into a text pad and then save it into the directory that I'm saving all the information for this niche into. Okay, so we're going to use that later on. You've got it. I will show you how to get it again later, but might as well grab it now so you've got it. Okay, so let's go back. We're done. Okay, that's that bit done. Now let's go back to getting started. And actually, let's go back to, we're actually now on a page that I didn't really want to be on. The easiest way is hitting the back arrow in your browser, or just go back to facebook.com. Sometimes you can lose your way in Facebook as to where you are. Now, I'm back on my profile because that's the default. It's asking me, are these people my friends? No, they're not. We've got some stuff going on my wall. What I need to do is get back to my fan page. Here is how you do it. From your personal profile or your profile homepage, you click on Account and you go down to Use Facebook as Page, and then you choose your page. Don't click on the switch button. That's an entirely different thing that you're doing there. Just click on the link here and go to your page. Okay, so we're back at our page. Let's have a look at a couple of other bits and pieces. Okay, if you've already got friends on your profile, as I said, just click on Suggest Friends and you can choose them from the list and say, yeah, how about coming and having a look at my new fan page. Okay, so you've sent a recommendation to have a look at this to your friends. If you're as early in the process as I am here, you know, I've literally just set up the profile, done a few friend requests, set up a fan page. You're not going to have many friends there. Don't worry about it. There's other ways of doing this later on. Okay, let's have a quick look at our wall. Basically, we want to get something on here before we start trying to get people to like the page. We need something on here so they've got something when they land on the page. So what I'm going to do, again, I'm going to simply go back to my blog. I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to grab the URL by right-clicking on the URL and choosing Copy Link Address. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to say new blog post, how to choose a home alarm system, and I'm going to paste in the URL for my blog. Okay, now it will find some thumbnails from your blog. They may not always be a good choice. If you put a picture in a blog post, then it will find that and you can use that. If it's not the one that comes up, scroll through and you can find the right one. Now I'm actually going to use this. It's kind of irrelevant, but you do have the option to click no thumbnail if there isn't anything relevant to use. And I'm simply going to click on share, and that's now something on our wall. So we've got something going on, so people aren't coming to a totally blank page. Now what I'm actually going to do is pause the video while I actually do that for the other two blog posts as well. Okay, so basically I've just done some updates for the other 2 blog posts that I have on my blog with the different titles, what it's about, etc. You can post on a post, you can use up to, I think it's 420 characters, so you can fit a reasonable bit of information in here. It is more than you can get in Twitter. Talking of Twitter, in a future video we will also look at how you can integrate this with Twitter so that when you make a post here it will go onto your Twitter account for you. But for the moment we're going to leave this video here because it's A, getting a bit long, and B, next I want to cover the admin area, which is quite detailed. It's not going to be very long, but there's a couple of bits that I specifically want to show you for security and how you can set up this fan page to get more from it. Okay. Now you may also have noticed there's an add to my page as favorites. Well, at the moment we only have one page, which is this, so we can't add this page to our favorite page, which is this. So at the moment just ignore that, but we may want to use it later if we have related fan pages within a bigger market where we can say yes, we like this page as well, and cross promote your fan pages providing they are related. Okay, so that's our fan page set up. That's a few updates on there. And next we'll look at the admin area, and then we'll look at how to get a like box onto your blog, and then we'll look at how to actually get some people to like your fan page so you can get some people interested. Okay, thanks very much for watching. Please move on to the next training video.